Here I am. Sandwich Dad, hello. 8 people so far. Welcome. I'm going to eat a giant sandwich. Good day. Maybe I'll eat it quietly. Maybe I'll just chew and stare into your soul. Maybe I'll respond to comments. I haven't decided yet. All I know is I made this sandwich for a video, and now I have to eat the goddamn thing. It's hard to stop scrolling, I know. Believe me. Don't worry. Come on back. I'll still be here in a few minutes. Don't believe I'll eat the whole thing tonight, for I am a 40-year-old man, and I have to stop eating by 9 p.m. or I'll have to go to the hospital. For reflux-related reasons, you understand. What's the biggest ding-dong sandwich you ever did don't eat, Sandwich Dad? Biggest sandwich you ever did don't eat, Sandwich Dad. Any Ween fans? In my youth, I could probably make this happen. I'm no longer in my youth, so I'm just going to eat a little bit of this. I've also already had dinner. I am student-based, Matt. I'm here in my basement in Saskatoon, in the sandwich lab. Not much of a lab, more of a corner in my storage room. I'm next to the winter coats. Ah, thank you, Phoenix. Hello, curious mind. Oh, hello, Paul. A pizza enclosed sandwich. Very interesting. Paul, this is going to make you hungrier. So, there's 75 of you now. That's a pretty good number. So, what happened, sandwich friends, is I made this giant sandwich. This is not a pre-made supermarket sandwich. Recently, a video that I made has gone kind of viral across the world, or at least in the UK and in Europe. I bought a sandwich from the Co-op here in Saskatoon and plussed it up, as it were. I like to take the pre-bought sandwiches and augment them with fun condiments that I have. And a lot of the comments on my Co-op sandwich that I bought, which was a pretty sizable sandwich with a lot of deli meats on it. It was $13.99 was how much that sandwich cost. They used to be probably $11 at the Co-op. Superstore and other cheaper stores had them on for $9, but now the cheaper stores, they're $11. And at the Co-op, when you get a good one, with good quality meats on it, you're going to pay upwards of $14 for a giant sandwich like this. And so many of the comments in those videos were people saying, oh my God, $14 for a sandwich, that's astronomical. I'm not here to defend greedy grocery store chains or anything like that, but the Co-op isn't necessarily one of those. What I'm saying is that I started Sandwich Dad by making my own giant grocery store sandwiches when none were available. And it costs a lot more than $14. So I've made a video that I'll be posting probably tomorrow at some point, just to show you how much it costs to make your own rather than buying one. Now, when you make your own giant sandwich at the grocery store, it is quite a bit better. This is going to be a better sandwich than even the one I bought at Co-op, even though I did not use as many meats because I tried to make this as frugally as possible. And spoiler alert to the folks on the live, the ingredients themselves cost, I think, just over $20. And it's not cheap to make a sandwich like this. This has 3 meats. This is very basic. This is a $1 loaf of quote-unquote French bread from the Real Canadian Superstore. You can see it costs $1.25. It used to be 95 cents pre-pandemic. It has probably a whole tomato on it, a few leaves of green lettuce. It's got roast beef, it's got turkey, and it's got ham, and it's got mayonnaise and mustard, and that's it. It is a pretty basic ass sandwich. I'm not even going to augment it. I just had to make it to make a point to folks who are commenting on how expensive grocery store sandwiches are, to be like, you can try and make them yourself, but it's still expensive. And again, not to pump the tires of greedy grocery store magnates by any means. They are gouging the shit out of us. There's no question about that. But the sandwiches have always been an okay deal. I mean, if you want to get a non-classic sub at Subway, it's a foot long and a lot lighter than this. You're going to be paying a lot more than $11 or so. So, anyway, without further ado, I'm in Saskatchewan there, DJ Cause. My basement in Saskatoon. The lumberjack. You know what? One of the reasons I started one of the reasons I started Sandwich Dad was because one of my favorite things to do when I was in my early 20s and was living in Victoria, BC, is my roommates and I would go out and just get a lumberjack and we'd split it between the three of us, which was a really good meal for $10, or $3.33 per person. And I've been in love with it ever since. And then when I was 29 years old, I was in Toronto, and at that time they didn't have any Safeways or Sobeys, and no one was selling these giant sandwiches. And so I made one myself, and that's how I became Sandwich Dad. Although I wasn't a dad just yet, I was a dad shortly after that. Sandwich Bachelor first, but yeah, the lumberjack sandwich. You buy one, you have it for a couple of days for lunch. It's amazing. It really is the epitome of the Sandwich Dad sandwich. So without further ado, my friends, we've got 80 of you on, 81. Very nice to see you all. I'm going to cut this sandwich, and I'm going to eat it. And I guess you're going to watch me do that, because that's how the internet works. Is that right? Oh, hello in Churchill. Wow. Mind those polar bears, my friend. Alright, I'm going to tell you how to make a giant sandwich in my video that will be coming out tomorrow. But for right now, I have this sandwich, and I have to eat it. I'm probably going to eat it over the course of a few days. I'm going to eat a little bit of it now on this Wednesday night live. And the rest I'm going to post as a very long, kind of like a fireplace video, where you can just have me in the background. I'll put it on the YouTube. It'll be in lengthwise, in the horizontal aspect ratio. And you can put it on your television. And I'll give thumbs up every once in a while, and you can pretend that I'm just, zooming into a party if you have people over, and I'll just eat a giant sandwich. But for now, I'm going to eat a bit of it, because I'm going to have to work for a few nights to get rid of this goddamn sandwich, because even though I have 3 children and a partner, none of them want to eat my beautiful giant sandwich. I have to do it all myself, so that's the way it is. Off in Montreal. All right, that's awesome. I haven't been to Montreal in a long time, probably about 10 years, but I'm hoping to go maybe even this summer. I want to go to Quebec for the Grillade Festival in Valleyfield, but I'd also like to go back to Montreal and hit some places I haven't. Have a Walensky, but of course I got to get to New York one of these days too. Lots of places, maybe Chicago, but here we are, the unveiling. I'm sad we never got to share a sandwich either, Sarah. Sarah was who put me on to the Save-On Foods ones. Now, Save-On Foods in Whitehorse was very expensive, but they did have a slightly better sandwich than the Superstore. So let's have a look here with the sandwiches going on. Hello in New Zealand. Kia ora, my friend. I hollowed out some bread. There's some cheese. Geez, I can barely see here. Roast beef. This is difficult. Ham. There's probably some turkey under that. Yeah, lettuce, tomatoes, mayo, and mustard. That's it. Yeah, Michael, I had to hollow it. When you're making it yourself, you got to get rid of that bread. You know what? When this bread is fresh, when you buy it the day of, this $1 French loaf, it's very nice just to eat the inside of it while you're making the sandwich. Oops, I kicked my stand here. Yeah, you kind of got to hollow this. Well, let's make a cut and let's show you the cross section. Yeah, the co-op ones are awesome. They're a bit more expensive, but this one was actually more expensive because I made it myself. But those co-op ones can be great. So anyway, let's cut it up for you. So, because I hollowed it out, the cross section is a little bit better. You know, the bread to filling ratio is a little bit nicer. And it's probably more of a filling than you're going to get on most of the supermarket sandwiches. As I was saying to anyone who's just tuned in, I made this sandwich when trying to compare how much it would cost to make your own giant lumberjack sandwich rather than just buying one from the store, because everyone was telling me on my last video where I bought one from the store that it was so expensive. And I had to disagree, because even though the grocery stores are gouging the crap out of us, and they have raised the price of these sandwiches lately, they're still a better deal than, say, going to Subway. But I was buying the cheapest I could find deli meats in Canada. And I know this isn't the same in the United States and in other places, but the cheapest I could find deli meats was $2 per 100 grams. And that was for the turkey and for the ham when you're buying the prepackaged. So $2 per 100 grams. So that would be like, let's see, I paid $6 for 300 grams. So that would be, 300 grams would be, 3/4 of a pound maybe, I guess. I don't know. Math is confusing. But anyway, it took a perfect sandwich with an Alexis on Fire song. I always wondered if that band was called Alex is on Fire, but I guess it's Alexis on Fire. Ziggy's is cheap. That's the thing. I bought the cheap meats, and the point I was trying to make was that the cheapest meats, even though it's still $2 per 100 grams, the Co-op is using higher quality meats. They're using, the upper echelons, maybe the Mitchells or something like that, and not just the lowest common denominator. Even buying the lowest common denominator meats on your own at a crazy price, using lower quality ingredients, it's still going to be more expensive than buying the pre-made at the store. But of course, at the store, they're probably using the bread that's about to expire as well. So, anyways, this still looks pretty fresh. So, I'm going to be kind of quiet and eat this sandwich for a while I just stare at you, if that's all right. What are you holding on to there? Oh, just the bottom and the top and this chair while I take a bite. Let's see. I've been great, Erics. Nice to see you. All right, well, let's tuck in. It's a lot of sandwich. So for those who are just tuning in, I made this lumberjack sandwich myself to try and prove the point that it costs more to make a giant grocery store sandwich on your own than buying it at the grocery store. You make a better sandwich because you're in control. You know your tastes, and if you're a sandwich dad, know how to make a better sandwich than, say, the average minimum wage deli clerk at a heartless supermarket might know. But this still costs a lot more than the $11 sandwich at Superstore. Hold on, what was that? That is a compliment, Matt. I like looking like Garfield. Lasagna Dad. Maybe I'll start a new channel. Bug sandwich. It'd be cool if it was a bug sandwich. I think you might have meant to say big sandwich. Oh yeah, there's that whole thing where you have to bite the right places, or else the obsessive compulsive folks on the internet get mad. I'm not trying to eat it incorrectly, but I might be, because I'm also reading what everybody's saying. Love a St. Paul's sandwich. Been a while for that one. Oh no, this is a lot less than the whole thing. This is about a quarter of it. Here's the rest of the sandwich. And now you know the rest of the sandwich. Uh-huh. Thanks, Cammy. I'm just a guy eating a sandwich. Whoop. I have to get the sandwich dogs to come down and clean up. I've been leaving a mess down here, and Sandwich Mum is not pleased. That's right, the Paul Harvey reference. Good day is a Paul Harvey reference. An homage, if you will. Thanks, Noah. Yeah. I wish this was my bedroom. You know, when I first got this poster, I tried to put it up in my bedroom. And I've never gotten a bigger, "You've got to fucking be kidding me" from Sandwich Mom. No, she did not allow the sandwich poster in my bedroom. Much to my chagrin. It's a whole loaf of bread. You got that right. You betcha. Bologna and mustard is a good sandwich. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna say that's wrong. Don't mind my mustache. Well, Canada's definitely more of a ricotta lasagna kind of place, or at least in my experience. No, I think it's probably time for Sandwich Mum to come on and have another video sometime soon. Y'all have had it too good for too long. Sandwich Mum's going to have to come give you all talking to. I have a lot of experience with the sandwich pull, that's for sure. You know, my friend, who was that? Space Cadet. The best way to make a grinder sandwich is to go and buy one of these stupid giant sandwiches from the grocery store. Take off all the wilted lettuce, tomatoes, make your own little grinder salad, maybe some of your own cheese. Just toast it up, open it up, toast it up in your own oven, put the grinder salad on, and you've got an amazing, gigantic grinder sandwich that'll feed probably 3 or 4 people even. And you've got it for what, like $11? It's a pretty good deal. If I'd love one of the grocery store sandwiches, which store would it be? That's a really good question. The one thing I will say about the Co-op here in Western Canada is the deli folks there, they get pride in their work, you know. And that's not to discount the deli workers at the other major supermarkets that make the giant sandwich. Many of them do as well. The ones at Sobeys, I've noticed, take a lot of pride in what they make. But I don't expect everyone to take pride in their sandwiches when they're making Saskatchewan minimum wage, which is garbage. I'd rather them just make a subpar sandwich and I can fix it up myself and have them paid a lot more. But if I'm going to pick a grocery store that I like, makes a better sandwich, it's kind of a tie. I have to say Safeway. And not the Sobeys locations, the actual Safeway locations, of which there are, I think, 2 or 3 left in Saskatoon that didn't turn into Sobeys. And I say that because they're kind of the original. They make it much like this, although not as good. Safeway Lumberjack, that's the OG giant sandwich. And that's kind of a tie between the Save On Food sandwich, which I believe is also like $13, $14, and the Co-op sandwich. But, you know, sometimes they have a good day, sometimes they have a bad day. Really, the best way to make one of these is to do it yourself, but it is going to cost you at least $20, $25 probably to make your own, unfortunately. Holy, there's a lot of comments. Sorry, guys, I'm missing all these. Is mortadella worth it? Andrew, yes, it is. Often because it's one of the cheaper, premium meats. You can sometimes find it on sale, and it's just like a little bit better bologna. It's nice and sliced thin. It's got that, the similarity between mortadella and bologna is the flavor of myrtle berries. Interesting, huh? But yes, mortadella is worth it, I would say. Space Cadet, you also have to scoop. See, I scooped this one. And, as a rule, when I started making sandwiches, I didn't like scooping. I felt I had too much respect for bread, But, honestly, the bread is crap. It's $1 for a loaf of bread. It's just scoop it. It'll make it easier to eat. It'll make it look better when you take a photo of it and put it online. And And the stuff you scoop, just eat while you're making the sandwich. You know, but believe me, I know it feels hard to scoop it because I had a hard time with that. I've only just gotten around to feeling good about it. Hello, friends. Just having a sandwich. Two, Wilhelm. What kind of sandwiches did you have? 2024. That's the year, Matt. You got it. Caesar dressing. You know, one thing, Karen, about putting salad dressings on sandwiches is it almost feels like cheating. But it's not. And we don't do it enough. I mean, Subway's been doing it for years, just throwing salad dressings on and calling it Southwest Onion, Chipotle, what the hell ever. I mean, some of the most underrated sandwich condiments are probably salad dressings, honestly. Oh, thanks there, Chow. Yeah, I'm sorry to make you more hungry, Priya. It's a pretty good sandwich, though. Like I say, the video for this sandwich will be up hopefully tomorrow. Once I'm done eating this bit, I'm going to sign off and finish editing it. But the video will explain, it's going to be a response video to a lot of the comments that were in my last giant sandwich video from back in February. It's recently gone kind of viral over in the UK and in Europe. People complaining about the price of the sandwich. And I wanted to show that regardless of the gouging at the supermarkets these days, the giant sandwiches are still a pretty good deal, because this sandwich, which I made myself, buying all the ingredients and assembling it myself, did cost a good deal more, even when you break down the ingredients to cost per how much I put into this, compared to what they put into the ones that they make there. And I also, tried to get the cheapest stuff I possibly could, too. But the one you make yourself is always going to be better than that one that's been sitting at the supermarket. So I'll show you tomorrow when I post that video. Because, and you can tell that I made it, because what supermarket is going to give you a cross-section like that? They're not going to scoop the bread. They're not going to properly layer the meats. The lettuce isn't going to be, still kind of alive. That's the difference. But you pay for the difference. You got to make it yourself. You got the time. And then, even just because you're trying to prove an internet point, you have this giant sandwich that you have to eat, and you have all these other sandwiches that you make during the day. So, I'm going to get through it. Like I was saying earlier, I'm going to eat this tonight on the live, chatting with you. And then the rest of the sandwich I'm going to eat over the course of a few days. And I'm going to just film it like it's a fireplace video. I'm going to film it horizontally. The widescreen aspect ratio. I'm going to put it on YouTube. It'll probably be a good length of time. So you can use it as a fireplace video, say when you're having a small gathering of friends, perhaps. You can say, hey, we've got Sandwich Dad here, and I'll be on TV, and every once in a while I'll wave with my mouth full and give a thumbs up. And, you can do that during sandwich season or National Sandwich Day, or, just treat the video like a Yule log when it comes out. But, of course, I haven't made that video yet. That video is going to be me trying to get through all of this sandwich. Making croutons, also a good idea. In any case, I'm not sure if anyone saw the video I did today. I am full, actually, Cobb salad. I know I had dinner a little while ago, but can't waste, Hello in New York City. Nice to see ya. Hello in Cape Breton. Oh yeah, I like the Montreal smoked meat for sure, bud. What is your favorite brand that makes chicken sandwiches? I've actually been meaning to go and check out the Mary Brown's fried chicken sandwich. It's been kind of going pseudo-viral, bacterial maybe in Canada so far, so I gotta check that one out. Banh Mi opinions? Banh Mi is one of the all-time greatest sandwiches. The sandwich of Saskatoon as well. I'm planning to eat that entire sandwich in the background because no one else in my family will eat it. I tried to give even Sandwich Teen some, and she said she was interested at first, but then decided against it. I'm going to eat it over the course of a few days and film it and put it on YouTube. I'm just going to eat this piece now, and I'm just going to have to keep trying it. Let's see. Boy, y'all are talking so fast I can't keep up. But it is nice that you're all here watching me eat this giant sandwich. I think I forgot to take my omeprazole. I might be up all night. Maybe I'll eat some more tonight when I'm up all night because I'm going to have terrible heartburn probably after this. The difference in prices between the Yukon and Saskatchewan for groceries is slightly negligible, but only because the last 4 years I was in Whitehorse. I was in Yukon. I was in Whitehorse. And Whitehorse has a Real Canadian Superstore, which has national pricing. So if you have a Loblaws in your community in Canada, any sort of Loblaws chain, the prices in Whitehorse would be comparable to that for the cheapest grocery store, for a superstore. Any other grocery store, or if you're out in the communities, it's going to be much higher. My YouTube channel, Eric's, is just called Sandwich Dad. Just at Sandwich Dad on YouTube. Easy to find. Loblaws. Bob Loblaws. Bob Loblaws Loblog. Loblaws is the largest grocery and pharmacy retailer in Canada. They are, definitely the cheapest place to buy groceries in most places, but also maybe the evilest. It's widely thought of that they probably started the whole price gouging of Canadians, and they're probably not wrong. If they sponsored me, would I change my tune? Probably, because I have to shop there anyways. But they are the major Canadian evil grocery retailer in Canada. They're the biggest one anyway. Let's see. Oh yeah, thank you, Cobb Stout. I forgot about my soda. Thank you. Walmart is cheap for groceries, but you know what? The Walmart produce section, at least here in Saskatoon, is complete shit. And there's a Walmart in Whitehorse in Yukon as well, and they had groceries, but they didn't have a produce section. It was spilt my pop. Oh well, don't tell Sandwich Mom. Didn't I have an ice cube in this? Oh, it melted. But they definitely are cheaper for a lot of things. But the Superstore and the Loblaws stores tend to be cheaper for produce and other goods like diapers and pharmaceuticals, that kind of thing. You ever see a sandwich creator, and or any food creator who's Canadian, you'll probably see at some point the PC brand, as his President's Choice, is a Loblaws store brand, as is No Name. If you see those. Let's see here. Oh, don't worry about joining late there, Dinghy Captain. I am in Saskatchewan. Seeing as your name is Dinghy Captain, I wonder if use the bite that builds the boat and use the bite that sails her. Let's see. Yeah, you're not wrong, Jacob. I really don't like going there in person anymore. But sometimes you gotta. Plus, I'm kind of locked into their system because I got the old PC Points credit card. I use it for gas and all my food anywhere I shop. And so every once in a while, I got a bunch of points I got to use. I will say nice things about their point system, I guess. Let's see. Not making. I'm just taking a quick break from my sandwich. Does that one answer? What didn't I answer? I'm sorry, man. I can't keep up. Feel free to ask again. No libations with the cola this evening. Save that for the weekend. Long weekend this weekend. All the way in PEI. So, this sandwich, Sure, have what you want. There's lots to go around, but unfortunately, no one else is here. It is bussin', two cats. What's the best sandwich? You know, the best sandwich is like asking me, who's your best kid? Depends on the day. Depends what I'm looking for them to do. Sometimes the oldest kid is good because she can actually do, real person chores. And sometimes Sandwich Lad is the best because he's just the cutest. So the best sandwich, there's the search for the best sandwich is futile. You might as well try and get a close-up photo of the horizon trying to find the best sandwich. It is not a subjective question. There is, what is your favorite sandwich? And that's a quest that can be ongoing. That's the quest that I think I'm on. Quest to find a new favorite sandwich. One of my favorite toasts, and I encourage you all to use this. If I could spread this around, this would be great. When people toast, they always hold up their glasses and they say, what should we toast to? I always say, to better times. Everyone gets mad. I've always called that the Saskatchewan toast. I say, to better times. And they're like, well, this is a nice time. Well, this is a nice time. And I say, could always be better. So to better times, my sandwich fans. Please hold on to that and spread it around. It's the Saskatchewan toast. We're never happy. I have 0 kids. I have 3 kids, my friend. I am Canadian. Here in my basement in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'm only 22. Oh, well, aren't you sweet? I'm fucking 40, dude. Italian meatball or Italian club? I wonder what Italian club, like Italian club, you mean like, like three nice cured Italian meats and like, just some nice veggies, or do you mean like with bacon? Either way, you know what? The answer between a meatball and a regular Italian, I'm going to go with the regular Italian. I kind of prefer a nice cold cut sandwich over a hot sandwich. And, meatball sandwich is always great. In fact, there's one place here in Saskatoon where I prefer their meatball sandwich to their cold cut sandwiches because they're hotter and they're fresher and they make them in front of you. Great place in Gangsters in Saskatoon, Gangster sandwiches. But for the most part, if it's a choice between cold cut and a meatball, I'm going to take cold cut. I do like chips in my sandwich, but not all the time. I have had Arby's. We used to have 2 here in Saskatoon. One just closed. We only have 1 now. I'm glad you're able to jump on as well. Pardon me. I've not had the Chicago combo. I've had an Italian beef. I've actually become internet friends a little bit with JP Graziano after he sent me some of his giardiniera. Jim Graziano, JP Graziano is the old grocery store in Chicago. I don't know if you've had their giardiniera before, but Jim Graziano, he has a Sandwich Dad hoodie, which if you follow JP Graziano's classic, Italian deli and Italian grocery in Chicago, if you follow them every once in a while, you'll see Jim wearing a Sandwich Dad hoodie, which is amazing. I got to go to Chicago one of these days because it seems like a lot of my sandwich friends are in Chicago. So I'm actually trying to plan a trip to go visit Jim Beheimer from Sandwich Tribunal and Billy Z, the real Billy Z, if you follow him, and of course go and see Jim and see anyone else who might be hanging around Chicago. But I'm hoping to do that maybe at the end of May. I don't know. Or maybe this summer. I haven't decided yet, but I'm hoping to get to Chicago soon for anyone who might be down that way. The Rocky Mountain oysters. Yeah, well, we call them prairie oysters when you get out to Saskatchewan. But, Well, I guess it might be the season. I think springtime is the season for the old prairie oysters, isn't it? Mmm. Christie's is great. I've not been. I've driven by. I haven't been to the original Christie's on 33rd, but the one on Broadway, Il Secondo, great place. Thank you. I appreciate it, Eric. Well, friends, I'm very sorry to say, I'm almost done my sandwich. I'm going to have to wrap this up fairly soon. By wrap this up, I mean the live and the sandwich. Don't worry, I'll be here for a few more minutes. I would love to eat some more, but I might die. It is now 8:53 Saskatchewan time. In order to get to bed by 11, I have to stop eating at 9. And then I have to get up at 6, because that's when Sandwich Lad wakes up. And if I eat past 9, I will die, because I am really old. That's just the way it is. Myers in Winnipeg. You know, Winnipeg, I got to get to Winnipeg. Did you hear, I can't remember even the publication that it was in, but there's a place in Winnipeg that does a banh mi that was named one of the world's best sandwiches. Not just best banh mi, but one of the world's best sandwiches. It was like in like the top 10 or something. I don't know if it was a travel periodical or what it was, but I'll have to look into that again. But it was, they named places from all over the world, you know, like beautiful Italian sandwiches, and then a banh mi in Winnipeg. And that's because the Vietnamese population on the Canadian prairies, some of the best Vietnamese food you'll have in your entire life. It's absolutely amazing. I know there are lots of other really great Vietnamese communities, like in New Orleans and Houston, and on the West Coast in the States as well. But man, the Vietnamese food and the way it sort of evolved in the prairies is so amazing, and it's so cool to see Winnipeg have one of the best banh mi's in the world. But I gotta go visit. I haven't been to Winnipeg in a long time. So, how many sandwiches a week do I have? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I only film probably, you know, I probably only put out 2 videos a week these days. But I make a lot of sandwiches. I make sandwiches for the kids, and then I'm also making sandwiches, like, when I'm in a hurry or I'm not eating something, I'm just like, I'll just have a quick sandwich. I don't usually film those ones. But yeah, probably at least 5, which seems probably like a lot. Don't tell my doctor that. Except for Tien's, yeah. Everyone gives Tien's a bunch of crap, but that's okay. I don't mind going to Tien's, but they don't have banh mi there, so I don't go there as much anymore. But Chef Nate, I don't know if you've been to Nyong Nyong yet on 8th Street in the Xanadu building, but man, that is an awesome place. Yeah, red pepper. I need to try another red pepper one, because the one I had at red pepper, I was like, this is pretty good. And I've had the food at Red Pepper is amazing, but I need to try one of the other banh mi's, because I was sort of like lukewarm on their banh mi. But Nyong Nyong, I mean, I love that place. It's so close to my house, and their doors just have sandwiches on them, which can't go wrong with that. Oh, I'm definitely not in the sandwich biz. To be in biz, you have to make money off of. This is just a hobby. I don't get paid for any of this, apart from a couple of promotions I did for Dempster's last year. No, I do this just for the love of sandwiches. Otherwise, I'm just a government drone. Peanut butter and onion. Oh, next week, I should let you all know. Next week, kids are off, Easter break. I'm going to do a peanut butter week. I'm gathering a number of odd peanut butter sandwiches. I've got a few new ideas, ones I haven't done before. Sandwich Dad devotees may remember I've done a peanut butter week before. Oh, hi, Oksana. You may have seen some of the peanut butter week ones then. Biggest fan. Hello. I'm going to get my kids to help. I'm going to do a sandwich, or a peanut butter sandwich a day, a weird peanut butter sandwich combo. We're going to go through as many of the weird ones as we can come up with. Some we haven't done, maybe some we've already done. but I think it's due for another peanut butter week. So if you have any peanut butter sandwich combos that you think are like insane and you can't believe that someone you love tries or likes, or that you like, that you think is just unbelievable, send me a DM. I'll put it on my list. I've done peanut butter and onion before, but I'm looking to maybe augment that with maybe something else as well. So anyway, peanut butter week coming soon. I feel like I missed something I was going to say. Cowboy life. I don't live in Whitehorse anymore. I'm in Saskatoon now. We left Whitehorse. We were there for 4 years. We left last May. Before that, we were back and forth between Saskatchewan and Yukon. We lived in Dawson. We lived in Dawson City for a decade and a bit before that. It's nice to be in Saskatoon. Whitehorse is it's a nice city. It's I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but it's fairly expensive and full of people from Ontario. And that's all I have to say about that. Sandwich one's from Ontario too, if you didn't notice. That's where Attitude comes from. I don't work in radio. I used to do community radio for a long time, but not for a while. I used to do a lot of community radio in Dawson City, Yukon. CFYT 106.9 FM, the spirit of Dawson City. But not for a number of years now. Maybe I'll get back into it in community radio in Saskatoon. Oh, nice. I think pretty much everyone works for the government in Whitehorse. I think, what do they say, like, Whitehorse is like something like 70% government employees or something stupid like that. But anyway, folks, it's 8:59. I have finished the quarter sandwich that I've eaten. For those who are joining a bit later, who didn't see the beginning, I made this giant sandwich myself to mimic a grocery store giant lumberjack sandwich. I made it. I made a video of it, which I'm going to post later tomorrow, showing that it's pretty difficult to make one of those grocery store sandwiches sort of at cost on your own. Because I had a lot of comments on one of my other videos saying, $14 is too much for a sandwich. And, you know, it is, but it's still a better deal than making it yourself. Plus, now I have to eat this giant sandwich, which is why I jumped on the live. Thank you so much, Jordan. Really appreciate it. That's why I jumped on the live, to eat this little bit of a sandwich. And then over the next little while, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to film myself horizontally, put it on the old YouTube. It's going to be like the fireplace video, but it's going to be just me eating a sandwich and waving and giving the odd thumbs up. And you can put it on the background on your TV at social gatherings and say you invited me, and I'm just coming to say hello. And then I can be with you at your next gathering while I just eat a sandwich quietly. But thank you all for popping on. We had a lot of people come on tonight. We still got 93 of you. Holy smokes. You guys really like watching me eat a sandwich. But I'm full now, and it's 9 o'clock, and I am old, and so I can't eat past 9 o'clock. I have to take my omeprazole, for goodness sakes, so that I don't wake up in the middle of the night with acid reflux. But I'm going to finish this last bit of President's Choice Cola, and we are going to start to retire. So, everyone, thank you for popping by. Thank you for watching me eat a bit of that sandwich. Stay tuned for the video tomorrow. Check out my video that I posted today, reviewing the mathematically perfect sandwich that was done by, what was the name? Hold on, my brain stopped working. Posted by Shit Jethro Says, that's his name, statistician. Why, howdy. He collected all the stats from the 250 plus episodes of Roll for Sandwich with Adventures in Narnia, and came up with the mathematically perfect sandwich through using spreadsheets. That sandwich, if you haven't seen it today, was rye bread, pepperoni, vegan cheddar, avocado, pickled okra, bacon, and Kewpie mayonnaise. That's the mathematically perfect sandwich according to the statistics and the highest, reviewed sandwiches on Rule for Sandwich. I made it. It was okay. Not to give too much away, but go and check out that video from today. Tomorrow I'll be posting about this stupid giant sandwich that I'm eating now. And in the future, look to my YouTube where you can find my channel, which is just Dad Sandwich Dad, where I will post myself eating the rest of this sandwich in a very long loop. I'm also probably going to post the rest of this live on YouTube. I'm going to start posting the lives on YouTube. I'm going to try to come back and start doing lives every Wednesday or every second Wednesday. I don't have a schedule yet, but that's coming. So keep on hanging out. Just having a bit of President's Choice Cola, finishing off to wash down the quarter of this giant sandwich that I've just eaten. But thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys still following and checking out and hanging out with old Dad. Let's hang out again sometime. Keep watching the videos. Keep liking stuff. Tell everyone about how much you like Sandwich Dad. And I guess that's it. Hold on. I've asked for McLaren Sharp Cheddar PB Onion. Gotcha. I got that one. What's in the sandwich? Lots of good stuff. There's roast beef and turkey and ham. And it's basically just a lumberjack from Safeway that I made on my own. But anyway, peanut butter and banana along with the yogurt, vanilla, and cinnamon. Yes, that's the one. I'm going to put that one on my list. Absolutely. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to get going next time. This is Sandwich Dad. Good day. The button has a lag. How do you work this thing?